I'm about as subtle as a death growl in an echo chamber. Hit it!
Welcome backstage. I'm your host, Damian Deadlove. I got an interesting story tonight that kind of makes my blood boil just thinking about it. Our band for the night is Kiss, but more importantly, the Circus album. Now, the band itself is kind of hit or miss with most fans. In fact, most either love them or they hate them, without much room in the middle. First off, I gotta give you a little context here. Kiss with the original members is the big deal about this album. The original lineup played together from 1973 to 1979. They donned their signature makeup and platform boots throughout this peak era. They all created their own characters. Gene Simmons was the demon, Paul Stanley was the star child, Ace Frehley was the spaceman, and Peter Criss was the cat. I never saw them in concert in their heyday. I was too young at the time. In 1996, the unbelievable finally happened. They reunited and went on a world tour. I had seen them without makeup on the Revenge tour, and it was a great show. But when I got tickets to the reunion tour, I was beyond excited, to say the least. It lived up to the hype and was a bombastic performance. Pyro, smoking guitars, blood spitting, fire breathing, and most important, great songs. Then in 1998, the release of the Circus album. I was psyched to check it out after hearing the title track on the radio. I loved the album and was over the fucking moon. You're probably wondering what made my blood boil. Well, I shall inform you, my friends. One last tidbit that must be mentioned. Gene and Paul have always been in the band. Ace and Peter were the ones coming back into the fold. Let's just say some of the issues and scars wasn't as healed as they may have thought. Bickering and infighting resumed till they broke up again. For good this time. They finished their farewell tour a couple of years ago without Ace or Peter. Because of that happening, the truth was revealed. The album was a lie that was sold to the fans. Only Ace and Peter's backing vocals, along with one song, a piece that they sang lead on, was real. Ace was not playing guitar, and Peter was not drumming on all but one song. One fucking song. In the end, if it wasn't for the fact that Ace wrote Into the Void, we wouldn't have gotten that song. The one that all four played on. Peter got to drum on it because Ace demanded it. Without that fact, the whole album is a sham. Shout out to Ace, the one who cared enough to give the fans what they wanted. Which, by the way, Into the Void was my favorite song on the record before I knew the truth. Now I love it even more. It's the only song I listened to off that record. It was the bright spot in a river of dread and regret. So hopefully you can relate to this musical travesty. That's it for the second episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, everyone, that music is the soundtrack of our lives. Peace, love, and linen. I'm Damian Deadlove.